Hey, this is Sherry from Happy Gut for Life, and today I am making SCD donuts. The donuts I'm making today are basic vanilla donuts. You can make other flavors if you like. There's a recipe on my website, happygutforlife.com, that are for lemon blueberry donuts that are really good. You can feel free to experiment. Donuts are really easy to make. Pretty much everything that goes in them is right here. I'm just going to add all the ingredients to my mixing bowl. With these, I don't really worry about like mixing the dry ingredients and then the wet ingredients. Everything can kind of just go in at the same time. So we have almond flour, coconut flour, we have our salt and our baking soda there, the eggs, and I'm adding in some cashew milk that I made myself. You can also use coconut milk, or you could use yogurt or almond milk. If you use yogurt, make sure that you whisk it first so it's smooth before you put it in. I'm using some date nectar to sweeten it, but you could also use honey if you have that and you don't have any date nectar. The date nectar just gives it a slightly different flavor, but it's completely up to you. And then we have some melted butter. You could also substitute coconut oil. I really like the flavor that butter gives a baked good, but that's also up to you as well. And then we have some vanilla. That's everything that goes into the batter, so now I'm just going to mix it. You're just going to mix it until everything's nice and combined, like just like a minute or so. I have 2 donut pans here that I prepared. The other one's over here. So I've just put a little melted coconut oil in to keep it from sticking, and in one of them I put some walnuts and some cinnamon. You could do that to add a topping. It's completely optional if you want that or not. I also put my donut batter in one of these so it's easier to pour into the pan. So that is what we're going to do. Just pour it in. It's a little bit thick, so it's not going to just run in there. You just kind of have to move it around. So I fill them almost full because the center part is pretty tall, so it'll rise against that. You can fill it a little less. These are probably gonna go over a little bit. I don't really mind if that happens. It doesn't go too far that it gets everywhere. The donuts are done and out of the oven. So to check if they're done, you can use a toothpick to see if it's comes out clean and not wet. If you touch it, it'll feel dry and it'll spring. So you can tell, that's how you can tell if they're done. So I am just going to leave them to cool for a little bit in the pan before I take them out, about 10-15 minutes. The donuts are cooled, and so I put them on the wire rack to cool the rest of the way, and then they are ready. If you remember, there was a nut topping with some cinnamon that I put on the bottom of the donut cup. As you can see, you can't really see it. It kind of sank into the batter, so it's not really going to be on top. It's going to be kind of just right inside the top layer of the donut. One thing I like about using a donut pan as opposed to a muffin pan, besides it being a donut, is that it gives it a kind of firmer texture on the outside, like kind of a little more crusty, like a donut. Muffins don't usually come out that way. So the donuts are done. Let's give it a try. These are really good. They have a nice light flavor. They're not super sweet. You could put, if you want them really sweet, you could put a little more honey in there, but I don't like the texture to get too, it makes it a little more soft and wet. So I like to put in as little honey as I can. And that is my SCD donut recipe. For more of my recipes, visit happygutforlife.com.